Hello, people, and welcome to follow the 2025 Carcassonne Champions League bronze medal match. Now we have reached the state in which only 4 players remain, 2 in the grand finals and 2 in the bronze medal games, and this will of course be the penultimate game or match of the entire season, where I'd say arguably the best Thai player in the world, or in Thailand, as well as potentially the best German player, are going to be clashing, and it's certainly going to be a very high level match. Pakshe rated a strong master most of the time, probably also right now as well. And Yze, um, let's actually see his rating at the moment. He is at 685, so just a bit shy of the master rank, but do not be afraid. It will still be much of a master level gameplay that Yze has put up, which we have been able to see from the fact that he has reached these, well, not um, the semifinals, but despite losing there to Alexei, he's now he now has a redemption chance to redeem himself and get one of the shiniest stuffies in the form of the bronze medal. Now, Yze and Pakshe have had a more or less of a bumpy ride. They did both win their respective groups, if I remember that correctly. Yze winning the group F, and actually Pakshe not winning the group, but still coming out from group F with the reigning world champion and himself. So actually a pretty interesting fact there. So the bronze medal match is fought between the group F, should I say, representees. Let's hope for amazing games. Yes, that we indeed do, Andres. Welcome to the stream. Now, do let us know which one you will be rooting for, as this will surely be a pretty spectacular match for both players, actually. To be able to say that you have been able to win bronze in CCL when the level of competition is as high as it is nowadays, it is a pretty strong feat, to be able to say. For the grand finals, of course, we have Alexei and someone you know going toe to toe, head to head, however you want to say it, a couple days later on the first day. So that will be concluding the entire CCL. And now we can see that after the group stage, Pakshe's journey has been so that he has been able to defeat Taiwanese Hydro Baby, Anatoly Kravchenko from Ukraine, was able to beat Napalm Eye, another strong Latvian player, and then unfortunately had his downfall to Alexei Pegushev. But who wouldn't? Alexei hasn't actually lost any but one match during the entire CCL, and that was in the qualifiers, so you make the judgments there. Looks like Yze is actually not online for some reason. Let me check that the match. I mean, it should be 12 UTC, so the match should have been scheduled to start a minute ago, but let's see if Pakshe is online. He is. So we shall sincerely hope that Yze is alright. Aha! Now we are at it. Now the table has been created. And it has also started. And on its way we are. Pakshe with the first points, getting the starting player advantage, and Yze will be meepling the city just to be able to have something or some feature that he can start building. Starting a 2-point road and also making a potential blocking square on this making a potential blocking square over here for the city of Yze with a Dorito or with a triple city, because there are now only 2 starting tiles remaining, and it could potentially go disastrously for Yze, as Pakshe could also get a crossroad over here and separate the roads, leave this road to 3 points and leave the city to be a ruin, whilst Pakshe gets his own meeple out, but he does not get a blocking tile with this, and Yze is inevitably going to save his feature here to deal with the threat. Pakshe, not many moves available, only one legal move, adding 2 points to his opponent's city. But usually that is, what you do with a quad city tile anyway, so it's not much of a loss there. I'm also having a pretty difficult time seeing that Yze, excuse me, would be able to build the city up like to a completion or to a state in which it does not get attacked a single time by Pakshe if it kind of gets out of control. Pakshe gonna be starting a new city because it is the only possible spot that he can use where he can actually benefit from the shielded tile himself. There is no world in which Pakshe uses this tile to the city of Yze in any way. Not at this level. And it is indeed what we see. Yze gonna be starting a new city himself as well. The question is where. He could go here, although it's a bit uncomfortable because he would be adding 2 points to Pakshe's monastery. One for this and one for the second city tile that he places. But his goal is to get, well, ideally, the second dagger of exactly this kind, go over here and limit this square to the final dagger. A second city being started by Yze, which is completely the standard stuff. He's going with multiple cities because he wants to be able to use multiple tiles or as many tiles as possible efficiently. And most of all, he wants to finish this city with a city plus road tile. Or maybe not even finish, but just finish / continue this city with a city plus road tile to be able to again limit this square to a dagger, which there are only 2 remaining, and it would severely make life of Pakshe a bit difficult. Pakshe with a starting tile. I'm seeing him starting a new city either over here or maybe even over here, like trying to, kind of protect this monastery spot from being restricted to a vanilla. But I'm pretty sure it's gonna be either of those 2 spots. Maybe even could go over here and start a new city like this, trying to obstruct the city of Utse so that he will be having a bit of a more difficult time finishing it. And it is indeed what he does. It's gonna be starting a new road, assumably, over here. I mean, it's a 4-point road. It's, there is no issues in taking a 4-point road. Oh. Okay. I mean, this is also fine. This works. Now it restricts the monastery of Pakshe to be needing a road monastery, but this creates an evil hamster spot which both players will take whenever the first road monastery appears. Welcome, Napolai. Now the issue with this move is that it doesn't actually like secure the road for Utse, but if Pakshe decides to go here with a road tile and claim this road to himself as well, then it's going to make life harder with this city cap of Pakshe later. And the question is, now that Pakshe has added a point to the city and kind of claimed the this option of having a shared city or a 2-on-1 city being the thing that is going to go down. Now, is he going to go on that route? Or is he just going to go over here? Or over here? What's his plan? I mean, the annoying thing for Pakshe is that the quad city is already out. So if he goes over here, points this up, and tries to make a large-ish city with 2-to-1 majority in it, then it might get reduced trouble. This is exactly why he avoids going for the large city. Instead, going to go for a 6-pointer. And maybe something like this would not be actually that bad here. Trying to, make life of Ute a bit harder by restricting this road to a crossroad. You could also just simply take this road, but then it does obstruct the city of Pakshe himself, which is not that ideal, but it's still doable. Ute finishing his 8-point city with the final starting tiles, so now the blocking probabilities and options for both players have increased tremendously. For example, something that could go down is Uzi goes here with a curve, and then Pakshe goes here with a couple of tiles and limits this spot to a starting tile, which will then be, of course, a sufficient block of 2 meeples of yellow and 1 meeple of red. Curiously though, Uze prepares this blocking spot for Pakshe. Not entirely sure why. It might be Uze's thought process here that he's going to block this 4-point road and then get a crossroad here. But I mean, this might go south. Like, why not just wait for a crossroad here first and then create this blocking platform here if you'd say in this situation. Yeah, because now I mean Pakshe goes for the idea, but I think it's a bit misguided. I think actually, as a matter of fact, I think this is quite heavily misguided on Pakshe's part because he used a city cap despite not having the guarantees of this square needing a curve, needing specifically a curve, because it could still be that Uze was waiting with a road tile, like any road tile over here, and limit this square to a crossroad, thus saving his 1-point road here, and then just entering into a winning 5 to 8 mini battle. And Pakshe would have just basically wasted a city cap for a negative mini battle fight, which under no circumstances is like ever a good thing. I think as Pakshe, we should have just started a new city over here, and like just simply wait and see what's gonna happen, or at least make this block with less valuable tile, such as with the road Dorito or with a triple city with a road. Usually adding 1 point to the monastery. And like, look at this. This is exactly what has now happened. So Pakshe has blocked his own road and the monastery of his opponent, and it has evolved into a losing mini battle for Pakshe, and we have now also lost the city cap. Yeah, this is really unfortunate stuff for Pakshe here. I mean, I do get the idea, but uh, I think it was just a bit too frisky of an idea to like try and implement in the first place, simply because you did not have the guarantees of the success of the plan. And so in those scenarios, you really don't want to waste these great scoring tiles being city caps. A 3-point road being taken by Pakshe. Something that Uze could actually go here for is go over here and meeple this 1-point road to the right, trying to actually overrun this whole road here, which would be 10 points upon completion. And, he would also kinda get his city meeple out of this situation. Nah, I don't like that. Well, first of all, he forgoes the city cap as a quick point tile, which I don't like. I mean, he could just take 2 points here and maybe like even direct the city to the left or downwards. It doesn't really matter. But he will still have this blocking platform, which he now, I mean, he's successfully able to get his points for it and kind of create a blocking platform here. But I mean, we lost out on 2 point value, and I think we also like lost out on this idea here, which I think was significantly better. Also considering that there were so many tiles that still fit into this square before we finished our city. So I mean, trying to block the city kind of actually seems like that it isn't even that huge of a threat for Pakshe. But we are getting more and more quick point tiles, which we are now using for blocking purposes, which is not bad in itself, because there are actually only 3 city caps with a road on the right side that allow Pakshe to get his meeple out of this city immediately. One city crossroad and 2 daggers with the right hand side curve, which means that we are not gonna go here. We are instead gonna try to restrict this city to a starting tile because there are no starting tiles remaining. Now, unfortunately, that plan is not viable anymore, as Pakshe gets to expand his city a little bit. And also, I think he's gonna just simply go for this. He's going to pre-complete his city. And maybe even meeple the city cap over here. Actually, he's not going to do that. No, he's not gonna. He will not going to meeple the city cap because he only has one meeple. And it is, in a slightly vulnerable spot. Well, as you'd say, at least we are able to restrict the city to one tile and one tile only, being the city crossroad. So only a 50-50 chance of this city ever seeing the light of day. We probably actually, do we bother continuing the block or do we just go for points? But there are so many crossroads already out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, only 2 crossroads remaining. One with the one city crossroad and one regular with a field. So instead, Utse decides that limiting the monastery of Pakshe is a better thing to do. And he could be right, as it does take away quite many tiles actually from Pakshe, with which he would be able to build up this monastery. One of which includes the divider. But Pakshe also now lost the option to go here with the final regular monastery. Which might hurt a little bit, though I don't think that Pakshe would go there with a meeple, seeing that he only has one in hand. He would like to keep his meeple in hand for the sake of being able to score for this road monastery over here, and 4 quick points such as 4 points with a road end over here, or just 2 pointers with other road ends. And I mean, in that sense, getting a divider is not a bad thing at all. He can just go over here, for example, and not meeple anything, leave 2 city caps open, one for himself and one for, in all likelihood, for Utse. So no harm can really be done in that sense. There are also quite a lot of regular curves out of the game at the moment, so only 2 remain in the deck, plus the road monasteries, of course, to the same spot, but they already have a use here. I don't get this move actually. I mean, okay, I do get the move, but we, I think we should have pointed this divider going upwards so that when this city gets taken by either player, it's going to it is going to protect this square a little bit, as opposed to like not having any protection there at all. But we did, you know, achieve our main goal here that we set out to do. We on purpose did not maple anything like either of the city caps because there were 2 available, one which we were able to get, and one that went to Utse. Now, unfortunately, there is now another vacant city cap that we can't really take. We probably have to go over here simply because we want to be able to get this meeple back whenever Utse or us, for that matter, get our hands on that road monastery and claim these 9 points. Because playing with 2 meeples is just simply so much better than playing with only 1, and we do exactly that. Utse in the meanwhile simply scoring even further. But so do we. We do get a very nice scoring tile. We were able to take these 4 points from the road. Utse keeps scoring from the city caps, and it's actually gonna be rather feisty with the road monasteries, because now as Utse, I wouldn't even necessarily be passing on an idea that we don't even go here with the road monastery. We might even go maybe over here and meeple a 15-point field now that we have a meeple majority. Or we might maybe like go with a curve idea over here and take over this 15-point field, and then go here with a road monastery and increase the size of the field even further. And you know, that idea is going to work if Pakshe stays at 1 meeple and 1 meeple only, but if Pakshe gets even second meeple, it's not necessarily going to be a viable idea. Though with the expansion of this field, Pakshe is making this city crossroad move like an incredibly powerful tile that he has, because he is not only going to be finishing this 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16-point city, but he's also going to be meepling a 12-point field, potentially a 15-point field, which is just something massive. Okay, let's say a 9-point field for now, because there also needs to be a curve or a crossroad over here to include this city, and this city actually needs to be finished. So let's be conservative as of right now. And then let's also see the point count. So the scoreboard is equal. We have +2 as a result of the monastery and the ruin. So +2 for Pakshe, +10, +2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So +12 Pakshe for an extra meeple. But with these fields being as they are, there is a number of things that can still happen in this game. So, Utsi goes for the blocking of the city. And I mean, Pakshe could theoretically defend, I guess, over here. But he's not going to. Simply because I think his idea was that because there were no uh, regular curves remaining, the only tiles that would have been able to save Pakshe City were these crossroads, or this crossroad rather. Then he did not want to see the trouble and wanted to perhaps get a better tile to make the save with. Now, unfortunately, Utse does the sensible thing and goes for the block immediately, sacrificing a couple of points, but eliminating this massive threat of Pakshe finishing the city. And now Utse really has to kind of decide on how he wants to try and utilize his meeple advantage. This it might be paramount for Utse to actually get this road monastery, maybe even both road monasteries. I mean, this 9 points is a start, though he could. You know what? No, I don't think we even do that. I think we go over here. I think we simply take the field. It's +15. After this move that Pakshe gave us 1 point with, we are +1 as Utse when we take this field. And then we could bank potentially on getting the second road monastery as well, block this square to another road monastery, and thus just simply like keep controlling our field, because there are multiple attacking spots and we would both have 1 meeple each. Yeah, I like this. I like this very much. And also see that Pakshe actually got his city crossroad, and thus this point sacrifice of 2 points paid off really well for Utse. A point sacrifice that he actually wouldn't even have been able to make with his future tiles, simply because this road monastery was of such importance. But now Pakshe only able to take 2 points, which will actually put him in the lead. And this whole game is potentially going to be a flip of for the second road monastery. Yep, Pakshe gets 2 points. We do continue our plan of limiting this monastery to another road monastery as we set out to do, but unfortunately Pakshe gets the second road monastery and is now ahead by, I think, 11 points, and he has the meeple advantage. So this is not something that we wanted to see, of course. And I wonder if there is actually much that we can do as Utse at the moment any longer. If there are city caps, I think as Pakshe we should simply take this city to ourselves to prevent a 7-point move from Utse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. There are still 2 city caps. I think as Pakshe we do want, or we should, take the city cap to ourselves and direct it to the left actually, because there are no, yes, exactly, because there are no city caps with road to the right side, so all remaining city caps that are available go over here. And Utse, what he was hoping for to do was to get the city for himself with the extender, then get a city cap, get 11 points with 2 moves, and actually still stand a chance in this game. But now only a 2-pointer is left for us to do, I reckon, unless we want to start blocking off field connections. But actually, I don't think that is something that we can even afford to do. I think we just simply have to rely that maybe Pakshe goes for a field attack and then fails to connect. Because like seriously, we are so much behind. We are still minus 11 behind. We can't afford to like do any stuff like this. We can't afford to be safe, as unfortunate as it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Only one triangle remaining as well, so completing this city is not even something that we can really do. Pakshe does get himself the city cap. Now the question is, does he meeple the city cap over here when only one city cap remains? And the answer is yes, he does. And I think he does the correct choice, because as long as Pakshe can prevent any point scoring opportunities from Utse, then I mean it doesn't matter if Pakshe expands this field, he can just enjoy life as it is. Not very often do we see games where it is so close to the end and there are still no farmers. I would agree, especially with like multiple 6 and 9 point fields. But this is it's merely a factor that um, expands the interest levels of a game, I would say. So like whenever there are like big fields like unclaimed and players are short on meeples, it's very interesting to always see when do they think is the time to go for those fields. When is the time to like really sink in your final meeple and hope for the best if it comes to that. Pakshe not able to do much at all with his tiles here. A nice board vision and tile vision for Use, specifically taking 2 points at the bottom, as he knew there was still an extender that was remaining in the deck. An extender with which he could potentially get a couple more points. Though actually it didn't play any factor here, because he had the extra meeple, and with this move he would not have been able to get the maximum efficiency out of the final meeple. But I mean, at least like kind of like aesthetics wise, it like looks greater or better when you are able to do moves like this that seemingly would work if there were like even more tiles available. But the first game goes to Pakshe. A reminder that this is a best of 5. So looks like a 3-minute break for these players is in order, and I would agree so, as I also need some water myself. So I will be back in like 30 seconds. Okay, and we shall of course fix the scoreboard now. 1-0 lead for the Thai player, but no worries, as the German here has said himself that he doesn't really feel any pressure being behind on the match scoreboard, which really plays out well in tournaments such as this, when it's like very high caliber, very high pressure for most people. But when you are one of the uh, like coolers, um, quote unquote, then it certainly is going to be playing in your favor. Arguably, it could also um, go against you that you are in the lead, because then you have like this sort of feeling that I only need to win 1 or 2 more games, and then I will be the champion, or I will win this title, or whatever. But we'll see. It's only been 1 game. So Yze now, of course, the starting player. Both players start off with the roads, with traditional stuff. Yze taking a 2-point road, Pakshe going for a 1-pointer and obstructing the city cap. And Yze goes with the first monastery of the game in a very, very nice spot, controlling this road and indirectly getting a road end to his road. Gonna be able to build this road with nice efficiency. Now, do we go for this or for this? And I have to say I rather like it what Yze is doing here, using this tile as both as a road end and as a city tile with a shield, getting the maximum value, though he is still leaving this city cap available out there for anyone to take, but it's not a big deal as it's it's the start of it is the start of the game. Even if Pakshe were to get this city cap, then in fact he would be uh, guiding his road towards this city probably anyway, or potentially would be guiding his road towards the city, which would not be bad at all for Yze in that scenario. But with the city that we now have, we have all kinds of um, fancy stuff that we could do, namely not this really. I really would have wanted to see this here to eliminate the city cap from Pakshe's um, reach, and like this is a totally normal way of building these cities. Like we can see that the UJ is going for the traditional um, like triple Dorito and double triple city construction, but like why not simply go over here? We take out the city cap, and we we would be also tying this 1 point road of Pakshe to our city, which would be like in most cases just a big winning mini battle, at least, if not even a completed city at some point. But now we are gonna have issues. We are gonna have issues likely, because even though we got the restriction that we wanted, which I would say is not even that you know huge, in the start of the game when there are still all three daggers, I think it's just a big miss of not going here with the triple city anyway. Um, there is a blocking platform over here and over here, and when we finish this city, then we are going to create a blocking platform on this square. So I gotta say that we are making life more difficult than it needs to be for ourselves as Utse here, but so far it has seemingly gone all you know according to Utse's plans. Pakshe, I think, is gonna go over here with the with the Dorito, trying to connect to the city, and he does. Like theoretically, you could also go here, but then you already would have the restriction of the divider over here, like planned ready, and then Uche could easily go here with the Dorito and another Dorito and then a triple city, and then he gets all of this to himself. Huh. So where do you go now? Do you still go here? I think Uche is still gonna go here, but it might be a bit troublesome for him, because upon like completion of the city, which he doesn't want to do unless before this situation has resolved, yeah, he would be creating a platform for Pakshe to start to attack this city with a second meeple, and therefore Uche indirectly continues the road of Pakshe, so makes a concession of possibly 1 point and simply starts another city of his own, which is about the best that you could do in this situation. Pakshe is, I think, inevitably going to be joining the city. I don't think he's gonna, you know, take his chances and pray that no divider hits. Now that he has the chance to connect, I mean, why not connect? He could also, go over here or over here and place another meeple onto the city and try to get a Dorito and a triangle and a city cap and get all of that stuff for himself. But again, when you don't have to risk your opponent getting a divider, then why wait? Uche getting his meeple back and preparing the blocking spot of Pakshe's road, which Pakshe will save or should save. I don't know why he's even thinking about this. If he does anything else than that, I will be just mega surprised. Because this is like the only move that he should be even considering. Yeah. With the well, actually, yeah, that works. That works. With the farmer, it's potentially even better because the chances of Pakshe finding the dagger on this spot are just so good that he can, I think, justifiably so, just count on getting the tile and thus getting a 6 point field, and he's now able to take the points from the city as well. You'd say in the meanwhile stacking monasteries and making even the road monastery spot over here. Pakshe gets the dagger really fast actually too, which is gonna work really well for him because it takes away this potential connection platform away from Utse from dropping a farmer over on this side. What Pakshe does need to worry about is the connection over from this side though. And you know what? Maybe it's not the worst idea to go over here with the city pointing to the right and drop another farmer. Because we still have all three daggers to go into the square, then it would be at least it would be a 10-point move at least, like in in the short term, and we would have been able to, or yeah, then we would have been taking care of this attacking platform or connection platform to the field. So I think that's something that is completely worthy to go for. Alternatively, we could of course simply start a new city, really anywhere. We could start it here, or hmm, okay. Um, I mean this is fine. Now what this does is it does set out to expand this field, of course, but it also makes it possible so that if Utse goes for the connection to the field, then we can simply finish the city and drop another farmer and equalize the field meeple of Utse. Pakshe with a triple city likely gonna be going here, I have to say. I mean, there are still two daggers to go here, so it's like not that not that easy to block actually. And you know, several of the Doritos are already gone. There are actually only 4 Doritos, but 2 dividers still remaining. So like 6 ideal tiles to this square. But you know, the longer we wait, the longer the likelier it is that this is gonna go south in some way. So I think a totally valid move is just simply go over here, point the city downwards, and you know, be ready to finish the city with a city cap, which is I think is gonna try to break. I'm pretty sure about that. I think the move we're gonna see is with the triple city here, road pointing left, limiting to a dagger, and wow, okay, being very greedy with the 2 points instead. Not something that I like, I have to say, but which goes for the maximum value for his tiles. Though it could be argued that you know maximum value could be determined on with multiple factors, not only with the factors or not only by the factor of how many points you get with the tile yourself, but also of how many points you could potentially prevent your opponent from getting. But Pakshe finishes his city. Uche with the Dorito is trying to make this Horambas shape completable. Still 4 ideal tiles for him, so it's all good for now. And I wonder when is the time that the second farmer is going to come, because it is inevitably going to be placed over here, ideally with I think a curve, so that you can then expand the field to be a 9-pointer with a straight road or with a field crossroad. Pakshe, unfortunately, not much help from this tile. Not able to take any quick points. Not able to finish his city. We might just go over here and like pre-finish prepare a 4-point road for us whenever we get a field crossroad. Like maybe that's something that we could do. We can't even start a city with this tile like in a safe manner. It's truly one of the worst timings to get one of the most fluctuable tiles possible in the game. Or let's say one of the most diverse tiles in the game. Yeah, I think this would be my top pick, but I mean maybe we can go over here, but that's not really that great to be honest, because it gives then blocking platforms or better blocking platforms on this square and also on this square. Yeah, uh, yeah, I mean that is like one out of the 2 moves that you know we can consider doing, but I think it's like mildly worse because of this. So now we don't have the option with a divider anymore. And let's see, 1, 2, 3. Well, we have 2 road Doritos. Also, this is not a good thing. Uche gets the final field crossroad, so no more of those remaining, and our 6-point road meeple is now stuck, unfortunately. However, we do have some very, very nice features on the board. We have this 9-point field, and we have this 9-point field, and we also have this going on, so a potential 10 or 12-point city, which will bring another 3 points to the field as well. For Pakshe, something like this probably is in order, because we would then take away those 2 road Doritos from Utse that he would be able to finish the city. It would leave him with the divider and 1 field Dorito. And then we can go like here with a couple of road tiles and block this city entirely. Because we don't really want to invest a meeple to a city with this tile, and at this stage when we have 2 meeples in hand. I don't think that is a feasible option. I mean, I guess if you really want to push it, then we can go over here and meeple the city, but I don't think that is what's coming. Yeah, this is the stuff indeed what Pakshe does. And for Utse, probably this or this, just adding 2 points to the monasteries or going for the block of the city. And arguably this is a more, this is the bigger threat. Though ideally we would like to make this with a city tile, or actually not, because all triple cities with a road are gone. So this is reasonable. Unfortunately, Pakshe does get the save on it, but it is now only a 50-50 chance of completing the city as Uche fishes out 1 of the 2 remaining road Doritos from the deck. And by the way, this is exactly why we made the move with the extender over here, to prevent Uche from being able to use the road Doritos. So now instead Uche very likely to simply go over here, I think. Though he would be taking quite a many city caps away from himself, which is why he doesn't do that. Instead, he simply starts a new city, which is also okay. This is okay. Pakshe vice versa fishes out 1 of the Doritos that Uche would be wanting over here, or actually the final Dorito. There is now the triple city with a field and a divider that remains. Whoa. Huh. Well, this is interesting. Not sure if that is the way to go. Not sure. What Pakshe is trying to do here is trying to block this city and potentially this city at the same time. So like in an ideal case, he would be getting a dagger of some kind on his very next move, block this city, then restrict this square and finish his city on the next turn, restrict the square even further, maybe even block it in the future. I mean, there is a lot of potential that can happen, but the question is, are the odds on his side to really make that happen? And they honestly might be, because there are a lot of daggers remaining. 5 daggers out of the 6 total, as well as a city crossroad. And he could even, destroy, or he could have possibly destroyed all of this with a with the triple city with the field also, just going over here and blocking off this city, and then maybe even unifying himself to this city, which would also then be blocked as a consequence. Pakshe going for the restriction. Let's see if it works. A quad city is what we see, and I think Pakshe has to use it over here. I think he's gonna use it here. Yep. Now, unfortunately for Pakshe, Yze hits his one outer. That was the only remaining tile in the deck that allowed Yze to finish the city. And there is also... No, there isn't. There are no tube dividers. So, well, at least one thing that we got out of this is that now Yze will not be able to run off with this city in any scenario, because this city is uncompletable. Pakshe 2 points, or maybe even we go over here and pre-finish ourselves a 5-point road. 2 points it is, and Yze gets the final road Dorito, which is terrible news for Pakshe. Terrible, terrible news. With 4 meeples in hand for Yze and 16-point lead on the scoreboard, 22, 27, 32, 28, 22, 20, 18, 9. Yeah, it's actually +2 points and 2 meeples extra, and now goes for a potential attack on this 9-point field of Pakshe with a road monastery spot, which is swiftly prevented. But it seems to me that there are still curves available. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Still 2 curves actually. So Yze, I mean, I'm pretty sure he's gonna go over here and drop a farmer. Or there. Let's say +2, -5, +1, +7. Okay, so +7 for Yze at the moment. And he is able to get a city cap on his field with 3 city caps still to go. And I think he's, I mean, he can go over here, but he could also protect his city cap. Not the worst idea. Pakshe should probably be going over here. Or over here. Because this one is just, straight up points. 3 more points, but this one would be preventing stuff like this, where Utse gets his 7-point move, which was something that we definitely did not want to see. I mean, I guess we have to take 4 points, don't we? Don't we? Like, just finish the loop, right? Because we do need points. And maybe our chance to win could rely in the Road Monastery. Maybe we get the final remaining curve. Or actually, are there curves? I don't think there are curves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, there are no curves, so the unification does not work. So instead, Pakshe actually takes away that Road Monastery opportunity from Utse and does sacrifice 4 points in the process, but you know, arguably it was also possible for Utse to then afterwards make a 7-point move with a city cap, so it's not that huge of a loss. As Pakshe, I think we should have gone over here to prevent the Road Monastery, or we just get it ourselves, which is also fine. So now, as it is our penultimate tile, I mean, we really would have wanted to go here, but now that Utse does not have meeples, maybe we don't. I don't think there's much we can do to win here anymore. We are minus 20, 28, 33, 41, 46, 52, 58, 54, 53, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we are like minus 30 behind. And there is just simply nothing that we can do. So, Utse evens up the scores to 1 and 1 with a quite a hefty win here. Was able to get the necessary tiles for this city and was able to, despite the save of Pakshe with the city, I kind of want to say that this city crossroad played a rather big part in the final outcome, as not only was Utse not enticed to take these 4 points had we gone over here, but we, as a result, we potentially got our meeple stuck for a long time, or for the rest of the game. But it also made it a bit harder for us to even try and finish that city in the first place. But we do love a tight match. Pakshe starting player again with the city. Not a completed one this time, but guess the city started anyway, and should have no issues grabbing this road over here, making a loop. There shouldn't really be anything more efficient that Pakshe would be thinking. It also creates an attacking platform on the city of Utse in the later stages. I mean, I guess Pakshe could simply go over here, but that's like not not that efficient. And so indeed the loop it is. And now I reckon I think we gotta just, go for the loop plan. I think this happened from the wrong side. I think we could have gone over here and even dropped a farmer to a 0-point field, but the one that had quite a lot of potential. The reason why I wanted to go from this side is that we could then potentially attack the city of Utse more freely without providing an attacking platform or an obstruction platform to our roads. But a meeple it is to the field, and Pakshe gets his 8-pointer out. Utse also getting his second city out and drops another farm. Perfectly reasonable stuff. But now most of the expansion potential of this field is gone. Only like one green square, maybe two remaining. Though for Utse that is that can be enough, as one extra farmer for 9 points. I mean it will be a feasible enough of a strategy to go with if he is able to like keep this field relatively small and is able to deny any extra farmers of Pakshe from occurring. Pakshe not with the best of tiles, considering probably going over here, maybe not even with a farmer, just simply restricting the field further, or then just over here start a new city, which I think is a bit stronger. But he does the first option. And also does get a very juicy road monastery. We could go here. No. Start a city and direct it towards the road so that Utse will have tougher time, first of all, expanding the field with a curve, and second of all, Utse will then have to use a valuable tile to get his meeple out if he ever wants to see that back in his hand without the completion of the city. Also, we could, of course, do a normal move. Just go over here, start a city. Not the worst move. Even though it would be taking away a monastery spot, which wouldn't be ideal. But well, this is Pakshe goes for the plan, but unfortunately, Utse gets the one and only tile which he loves to use on that spot because it immediately ends the road. It expands Pakshe's city to actually not only be on this field, but also um, it is now much harder to actually finish that city because it needs 3 tiles. And thirdly, this tile comes without a shield, unlike the 2 other triple city tiles that are in the game. Um, Unlike the 2 other triple city tiles with a road that are in the game. So a bit unfortunate stuff for Pakshe, but we can live with that. Now the question is, where do we go with style? Like we could go over here, right? Maybe. Or then maybe over here, start a new city like this. It's not really the easiest decision for Pakshe. Maybe we could do something like this. Yeah, this is all right. Um, because this starts to create a counter field, and it's also like almost impossible to obstruct the city unless you get like a triple city and direct it upwards. Simply because it would then either add or force to add points to Pakshe city or force to add a point to Pakshe's monastery. So, Use does restrict the field down to only 9 points, so accomplishes that plan. Pakshe with the second world monastery, and do you want to use it over here but expand the field of your opponent but, but prevent the block of the city? Or do you use it here where it neatly fits and stack the monasteries? It's not an obvious decision. I think I would still go for this. Because there are still 2 daggers to go into this square, even if this gets restricted down with a straight road. And it is what Pakshe decides. Wonderful continuation tile for us. Also prepares another monastery spot over here with 4 points, and then it also creates an attacking platform to the field potentially if we want to. So like all is, great and well over there. You'd say breaks the city of Pakshe. a standard move. Makes it much harder to complete. Now needing 4 tiles instead of 3, and also now this city is much harder to complete in a safe manner, because it's way harder to find a proper tile over here, which will not then allow a attacking platform for Yze on this square next to it. Pakshe with a scoring tile. Likely we go over here. Either way actually is fine. Um, hmm. Hmm. This I think is a bit worse, because it now creates a platform to potentially start blocking this square for Yze, which I'm pretty sure he will do. I think he will forego this 1 point for the sake of going over here, but no. Yze decides not to. Decides that that 1 point is valuable enough that he doesn't want to bother with the obstruction of this square. And unfortunately, Yze also pays the price for it, as Pakshe now finishes his monastery with another monastery and is living just the best life. We do get some compensation as Yze in the form of being able to start another city and obstructing the city of Pakshe here just in time, as he was about to finish the city and probably also drop a farmer. But now that is rendered not viable anymore. So what do we do now? Do we go over here? Start a city perhaps? On our opponent's field when we are in a meeple disadvantage? Maybe not the best idea. Maybe we go simply over here. Would we drop a farmer? No, we wouldn't. We would not drop a farmer there. But simply for the sake of 2 points, one for the city, one for the monastery. Or maybe we go over here, start a new city like this way, over at the top. There are multiple options here. And the latter one is what Pakshe goes for. And we start an attack as Yze on the city, which was, slowly looking to be actually completed. Pakshe gets his dagger to get out of this jam with his 1 point city, and he is now simply contemplating whether he wants to drop a farmer, and I don't think we do, or do we? It's not the worst, because then if we drop a farmer now, then when we get a city cap to go over here, get this monastery back, then we can also meeple this city, which is exactly what we do. We drop a farmer, and we are anticipating this farm to grow to at least 9 points in all likelihood. And the great tiles continue coming up as an extender hits Pakshe's hand, and it is used as an extender. Bonus points as it comes with a shield. Yze, do you want to go over here? Maybe add 1 point to your city? Add to your monastery? No, he says he just goes for the attacking platform. And Pakshe likely gonna defend with like this. Because it doesn't really actually matter if it gets directed like to the left, because there are still many tiles that go here. There are 2 triple cities, there is 1 tube divider, and also 1, and actually 2 extenders. He decides to go the other way around, but I would not encourage that, to be honest. I have to say this is a bit of a mistake here from Pakshe. I think we could have simply kept our options more open and kept also the tiles such as the starting tiles and this tile, and also the final remaining dagger alive to finish our city immediately. Because we don't care about this city anymore, because now we are more or less forced to share that one. Now we could still take like maybe 2 points over here and direct this city cap downwards. Yep. So then we can go over here with like a triangle or city cap later and meeple the city, and then be a Dorito away from completing like a 10 or a 12 point city. In the meanwhile, our monastery is now restricted to the 1 remaining dagger, but that's not a big deal. You know, essentially what it merely is that it is fighting a 7/8 point mini battle against the 9-point field, which is now under threat of getting expanded as Yze finds the final remaining dagger and threatens to finish a 10-point city with 3 extra points to the field. It would be a dream tile for Yze if he gets a starting tile like on his next one, as he would be able to entirely lock down the field to 12 points, which is just a great use of an extra meeple. But no starting tile is shown in Yze's hand, instead a simple straight road, which he doesn't do much with, I have to say. What does he actually do with it? It's an interesting question. Goes for a 4-point road, or a 2-point road, which can be, with a curve finished into a 4-pointer. Pakshe goes for a farmer. I mean, it is the only reason for this move. Yeah, like you wouldn't even have obstruct that anyways. Otherwise, and might also go for a 7-point monastery, maybe. I mean, it is simply just a choosy spot, though it can get blocked immediately. That's the issue. But are you actually ahead enough so that you can just spend an additional meeple for a 7-point monastery? 23, 30, 35, 41, 40, 38. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So like plus 26 with 20 tiles to go. But Ute does have actually quite a lot of scoring potential here. Yeah, with this large city, and he can get a meeple back from this road, and can also unify these ruins here. Now, if I'm Utse, it might actually not be the worst idea to go over here, self-restrict this city to the two remaining starting tiles, because there are no city crossroads anymore anyways, and he would be losing out on the two remaining daggers, but because all triple cities are gone with the road, his city can get restricted down to 0 tiles, like on the very next move of Pakshe, with either any of the city caps with a road, or possibly even with the road Dorito if there are any. And there are two, so there are actually 6 tiles that that Pakshe can use to block the city of Utse with only 1 tile here now. So I think, yeah, the self-restriction, I mean, it is not the easiest move to find, but Utse is definitely one of those players who can make that decision and can find it. Pakshe with a quad city. Unfortunately, it is not a tile he wanted to see. It's not good anywhere. He might have to break this city. As a matter of fact, I think that is exactly what he is going to do. I think he's going to break the city and not take his chances that it gets completed in some way. Though is it better to break it like this or like this? Well, Pakshe goes for the lower side of the city, and I mean it also does create an attacking platform to it. So, and it is 8 points at the moment, and it's going to grow more. So it is going to be a valuable enough of a feature to attack to later on. Utse going for more points. In the meanwhile, Pakshe gets his connection fully functional. So now this field is tied. Pakshe with a dagger. Not all that much to do with it. I mean, he can actually go here. He can expand his field with a city cap. He can then get use out of the two remaining starting tiles. Or do that, which seems to work also. Gets 6 points. But it does create an additional attacking platforms to the field. But I mean, it doesn't really matter if Pakshe gets the starting tiles, or gets both starting tiles anyway. And so even if he now loses this field, even if it gets even expanded on the right side, like even if yzemaze, even if Utse finds like a I don't know a crossroad and a curvy tile and another curvy tile and gets all these cities to a 15-point field, it's still gonna be a really troublesome time for Utse, and I don't think his points are in a state that would support his winning probabilities here. Does get a 4-point connection made, and Pakshe, unfortunately for Utse, it is one of the worst tiles that Pakshe could have gotten for for Utse, as he's able to finish his monastery with yet another monastery. His fifth actually out of yeah, Pakshe getting 5 monasteries out of the 6, and actually used them all as monasteries. Finished 3 of them, and here's an 8.1, there's a 6.1. I mean, all is well in the kingdom for Pakshe. Might even go for an extra field people for a good measure, and he does, though not with the connection in mind, but simply a guaranteed 6-point field and a 9-pointer. So, I mean, this was pretty much yeah, I mean, not all that much that Uche could have done in this game, I have to say. I mean, it was pretty rough for him. It's always difficult to fight against the monasteries, but you know when your opponent just simply gets all your outs as well, yeah, not the best life you're living then. Pakshe taking back the lead with 2-1, and another short break about to occur for these players. So is there really anything that Utsi could have done differently that would have actually aided his winning probabilities? I mean, he lost by 40 points, just a bit under, so it's probably not all that much. Yeah, I actually don't see much stuff that would have been able to shift the point scoring by a lot. Like, well, I guess maybe like with a better sequence, maybe we go over here with the curve first as Utse with our like final meeple, if we have one in hand, and then we get the starting tile, and then we expand everything to here. We get this meeple back. That would be 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, and then like 22 points right there. But then we would still also need stuff, like a lot of stuff. But I mean, just getting this starting tile would have been a tremendous, start considering the situation that we ended up now being at. Match ball for Pakshe. Chance to bring bronze to Thailand. 4 points for Yze as the starters. And Pakshe gonna be grabbing a road here. I think I would have actually preferred Pakshe to grab this road. Simply because in the case of a monastery, then it's going to be really annoying for Pakshe to deal with when a monastery slaps in here. Because it controls both ends of the road of Pakshe. Whereas over here, if a monastery comes, I mean it goes here, fine. It controls one end of the road as opposed to both. Pakshe with triple city. I'd say this is a pretty standard move, pointing the city to the right and upwards, breaking the city and starting to block it. And it's not like this is like an extremely juicy tile, because there are just not really good spots to start any cities from. I mean, I guess you could go here, but then you are kind of playing with fire with this potential sequence here getting limited to a starting tile immediately with a 1 point city. Oh, like that. Well, I mean, this does have some merits. Now, it does not actually block that well, but it does add additional attacking platforms in case Yze gets a, I don't know, like let's say an extender over here or a tube divider, then we still have this attacking platform. Whereas if we go over here and then Yze gets an extender or a tube divider, then then Yze's city is pretty much actually shielded from invasions, like completely. It's only susceptible to blocks at that point. An early field for Yze and some points for Pakshe for the 4-point city. I'm not sure if this field is gonna be as good as Yze thinks it's gonna be. I mean, it could be. I mean, there is a start of a loop, so there potentially could be a lot of green squares here, maybe a road monastery spot. But I might have still held back with actually placing a farmer on this field, at least up until I get like maybe one more curve over here. Just for the sake of like ensuring there to be some growth potential. Pakshe with a tube divider himself. I mean, a move like this isn't bad, because we're simply adding the other city cap to our future city parts, and we don't leave anything hanging because we obviously just start a new city over on the right. This accomplishes pretty much the same thing, though this is arguably a bit worse because of stuff like this, because now when we finish the city, then it can be in Yze's field, Whereas if we start a city from here, then Utse will likely never see the trouble of trying to like go over here and over here and over here just for the sake of this one city, because it's just not, you know, most of the time that would be not an efficient use of your tiles. Pakshe, I mean, it has a nice road monastery spot over here, but it does expand the field of Utse quite tremendously, so that is an issue, which is why Pakshe might be thinking to instead go over here. But the fact that there are only 2 tiles to go over here, and already several of his features are depending on that tile, maybe it's not the best idea to add even a third one. Yeah, I think honestly I would just go over here and say screw it. We are gonna expand the field, but Pakshe does not decide to do that. Goes for the city crossroad plan, which could come back to bite him or might not. We'll have to wait and see. Pakshe with the city cap. This or this. 2 options. And I think we go for this. Oh no. Do not like. Do not like at all. Not a one bit. I mean, why would we even bother harassing this road from this square? Because that is the only like benefit that we really get from starting a city over here. I mean, I guess there are like backdoor options for getting a Dorito, and then like, I don't know, city cap here, and then we connect here as well. But like, that is such a far-fetched idea, if you ask me. Yeah, I can't say I like this vanilla. I think it's a pretty poor move, actually. But it is paying some dividends. He's preparing a 6-point city, and he got bailed out as Pakshe was able to get additional city tiles and actually attack the city. That was a threat. Now we probably, I think we honestly just take the 3 points over here. We can delay this connection, and we can just simply finish the city as a 6-point city. We don't need to turn it towards left, and we don't need to merge all of this over here. There are still a lot of triple cities and Doritos remaining, so why not take the points over here and actually indirectly build our city as well. Pakshe has other ideas. Ideas which I'm not sure I like. Again, a road monastery spot is a juicy one for Pakshe, but with one meeple it is debatable whether he should go for it. But he does have meeples that he can recover from here, and potentially from here. So it is certainly enticing to go for a 5-point monastery and prevent your city from being directed to the left, which it now does. And this is a bit of trouble for Pakshe. I mean, there are still all 3 starting tiles remaining to this square, but it's still not a situation where Pakshe wants to find himself at. You'd really want to like have your peace with this city, because now with this city being broken, I don't think Pakshe has the luxury of actually trying to expand this city into the void, really, of this huge um, feast. But he does, as a result. Now that as a result, when Yutze attacks the shared city, so we pretty much have to do it, which I want to say really sucks for Pakshe. His situation is not really great. Not really great. I mean, you can see he has 1, 2, 3, 4 meeples in cities. Well, this is a bit of a relief. We can go over here and potentially even okay, this is, well, it is a move. It is a move. Uh, it is a bit of a higher variance move because we are banking on, as Pakshe, of getting a triple city here, a triple city because a triangle isn't as good because it creates a platform for Yutze to attack here again. And now that Yutze creates the platform to bring his meeple back anyway, I wonder if we go here. Because we might have to. Because if we are ready to do this, and if we are ready to persist with this plan, then we have to follow it through, don't we? And there are still a lot of tiles to go here. There are 6 tiles to go here. 4 road triangles and 2 triple cities with a road. I mean, it's still a good chance that we get something here. And we block off the connection platform from Yutze, which he is undoubtedly going to use the second he gets anything, which doesn't happen yet, but it better not happen fast either. Pakshe gets the connection, and Yutze doesn't get a blocking tile. Pakshe doesn't get a city cap either. Begs the question, what do you do with this tile? Because you don't want Yutze to get his second meeple in. And he can actually do that now with any city tile except with one specific dagger. With this kind of dagger, which there are only 1 remaining, he doesn't get a city cap, which is good news, but neither does Pakshe. Oh, this is a nail biter, really. In the meanwhile, we do have to give credit to Pakshe for this move. This restricts the field of Yutze down to oblivion, to only 6 points. Yutze does get finally an attacking tile. Pakshe is gonna go here. He's gonna try and limit this down to the divider, which pays off immediately because Yutze is not gonna be able to connect. And there are actually only 3 tiles that Uche can use to connect here. 2 field triangles and 1 triple city with a field. And Pakshe has the divider, so the odds are on Uche's side that the connection is still made. But when the connection is made by Uche, then it creates a platform for Pakshe to place even a third meeple to this city, and potentially Pakshe could run away with even a larger city than this one. So I'm still gonna have to say that this was a bit of a mistake from Pakshe, but it might pay off. It might just pay off big time. But we still have a lot of tiles to go, 30 tiles. So Pakshe, I mean, just going over here, right? Not a bad idea. We indirectly continue our city. We are like slowly building it towards actual completion. There are still tiles that go here. There are still 2 city crossroads and a dagger. And we can even still use the road Doritos over here, but you know, first of all, we're gonna use them over here. I mean, not a bad move. I mean, this is a legit move that we can make. We can threaten the completion of the city slowly. Or we can also start a new city, like somewhere. Maybe here. There are still a lot of city caps left in the deck. Still a lot of city caps left. Plus 11 for Itse. 16, 17, 21, 23, 16. We get the starting tile. I mean, we are not even behind, are we? 11, 10, 7, 13, 9, 15, 11, 14. We are probably not even behind. Unfortunately, Utse gets the divider and gets Meeple back and gets also attacks the city. We do get some compensation in the form of being able to block the city of Utse. And well, that's all there really is to it, really. We can go over here and prepare ourselves a 6-point road. Or not. Maybe just go for 3 points. I mean, that's also okay. But we really do want to get this city crossroad to go over here and to get ourselves this meeple back. Though arguably we can also go just for the 9-point field whenever we get the crossroad, if we get it. So it's not that bad. It's no way to take immediate points. probably something like this could be decent. Like just simply pre-finish a city. Or that is actually very clever as well. Preparing himself the city crossroads spot, because Pakshe will never take these 4 points. He will always be going for this, of course. Take the 7-point road and a meeple back. Pakshe, is it actually time to go here? We could go here, but this is also enticing. 3 points. 3 points is also good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Still 2 triple cities to go here for us. Utse gets 4 points with a crossroad. And Pakshe has to settle with only 2. Utse for the connection. And now Pakshe not getting a city cap to attack this city with like he would want to. But something that Utse has to do actually is either attack this city himself with 1 more meeple or block this attacking possibility. Because Pakshe is still behind, so he might have to go for this attempt, and this does work in a sense that it provides a blocking platform immediately if Pakshe goes for the attack. However, Pakshe gets a crossroad instead. And we also have now a very juicy cities here, or fields here for either player, with a simple road, a 12-point field here, or a 12-point field like this, going over here. Plus 12, 8, 8, plus 11, 10, 7, 13. So 13 is the lead of Use here. Pakshe really is gonna need to get his hands on that city crossroad to get that extra meeple for himself and these 8 points here. And then he can actually take this field or fight for it if Uche decides to be on the field, decides to be the first on the field, and then he would have an extra meeple in hand for scoring. So that is the way that Pakshe would be winning this game. If Uche manages to get the city crossroad, I think the game is pretty much over. Uche just dumping a city cap. No more daggers are available. And Pakshe is still not getting the decisive tile here. He can add 1 point to himself by unifying these cities. Or he can also do it like this and hoping to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the one remaining triple city. Which I actually think, no, but this plan also depends on him getting the city crossroad. Yze with a dagger of final one of its kind takes the field with 9 points, which can be expanded with the city crossroad to 6 more. Pakshe probably has to block maybe this connection platform. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2 curves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 2 curves remaining. So maybe we go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's also a straight road. Ha, okay. Well, we can still go here. And we can like keep a lot of ways alive to connect to the field. We take 4 points. Pakshe with the city crossroad. So unfortunately that will never come in Pakshe's hand, but not that it actually mattered at that point anymore. It would be, well, actually it would have mattered because it was still going to be 8 points, actually 9 points, but now that is a lost cause. And unfortunately, Pakshe not going to be able to attack this field either, so simply takes 5 points and is going to prepare himself for the decider. Still, some correctly takes the city cap away instead of the 5-point city, because just to be able to maximize his net point worth. So you can see that like this 3 points versus 0 versus like instead of 5 points versus 3 when Yze goes here with a starting tile and takes 3 points for the field. So plus 3 instead of plus 2. So still very much calculated stuff from Pakshe all the way until the end. So props for that. A bit unfortunate run out of tiles for Pakshe perhaps here, as Yze was able to attack every feature, and despite risking for this, which did not ended up working, and I think it was not really necessary in the first place. It was quite unfortunate indeed for Pakshe to not get like any city tiles after the connection for like 2 or 3 turns, and wasn't able to do anything over here. So Yze makes the match 2-2, and we have exactly a thriller that we were wanting to see. Going all the way to a decider, 3-2 or 2-3 it's going to be, and both players can definitely say that they have given their indeed everything for the content of us all. Pakshe preparing himself mentally for the decider here, whilst Utse is ready as he can be. Actually, did Utse go above 700 here? Not yet. 691. Now the question is, does Pakshe feel the pressure? Because we know Utse doesn't. But how's the Thai player's mind? Started off with a win, and now back and forth we've gone. And it is only one game away, the bronze medal spot for either player. Pakshe has joined the table. And we are about to start. For the bronze medal, the final game of these players in the 2025 Carcassonne Champions League comes to a close, and it is up to them. What kind of close does it end up with? It can be glorious, or it can be rather annoying. I mean, the fourth place is just always something that you really don't want to get. It's like almost better to finish as, like, after fourth than on fourth than as fourth, because it's so close to the top three spot, to the podium, but it's not quite there. The most annoying position to end your tournament, arguably, is fourth place. Both players with monasteries. Pakshe gonna go over. Actually, oh wait, no. Let's wait a minute. Yeah, I was gonna say go over here, but then his road could very well be directed downwards, and both his monastery and road, as well as the 1 point city of Utsi, could be limited down to a dagger, which would probably serve Utse better, even though he would be losing a mini battle to with 11 to 1. But there are some tactics which can easily make that a winning situation, namely field fights. Pakshe, not the best tile. Doesn't really want to take points here because his road will then be, placed into jeopardy. Maybe take 2 points over here. Or here, or actually here is better. Here is much better because it does not give a point to the monastery of Utse. So I reckon this is the move we are about to see. 2 points on this road. I'd actually be quite surprised if we see any other move here. because obviously we can't go here, we can't go here, we can't go anywhere. I mean, this, and this spot are the ones that we can even go to, and this is arguably, I would say, the best one, or at least the least worst. Simply a point to the road, and Pakshe is gonna take his city meeple back from here. Yeah, of course, from here. Also starts a rather nice looking field with growth potential, 6 points already, and it has 2 uncompleted cities on it, so can be really, really nice. Now, do we go here or do we go here? This one is a blocky move, which Pakshe goes for. Yze does not give a damn, simply because he is looking to block the square anyway, so this blocked monastery of his doesn't really carry much value. Yze instead focuses on building a medium-sized city. And Pakshe, I mean, it's such a juicy spot to go over here, but do you want to finish your opponent's monastery? Ooh, okay, stacks them here instead. Um, not sure if I agree with that, but you know, it is the stacking approach, of course. It's always nice. And well, maybe you can try to block this monastery, even though it's pretty hard to do so. But I mean, just going over here, I mean, it's not really that bad, because even though this does leave a monastery spot for Yze, there are only 2 monastery spots available, you know. It's really not that bad. And it will then actually put some pressure on this square indirectly, as Yze probably doesn't even want to place anything there before this square is filled. Well, unless the city completion comes with this square, but I think I would still go here as Pakshe, simply because you can make a big loop road here. He doesn't do that, however. He instead goes for 2 points on the monasteries, which is also, you know, justifiable. And I would argue that Pakshe is gonna go for another 2 points, because he didn't do this last time. I don't think he's gonna do it this time either. Even though there is now, you know, 1 less tile to go into that spot, there is 1 vanilla, 1 monastery with a road, and 1 regular monastery. But okay. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I mean, it does make sense. So he creates attacking platforms to the city on both sides. So with either a city tile with a field or with a city tile with a road, he can make the attack. It's looking to complete a loop road and drop a farmer on a 6-point field that has growth potential to 9 points. Or even more. Pakshe looking to do something about this square? I mean, he has to go for this one, doesn't he? Because it leaves the two triple cities available for him. But like with only one meeple, it is such a annoying move to make because you don't really want to use your final meeple there, or do you? Well, maybe you do. It's not that bad because you can get meeples back from here, from here, from here, and then just like two Doritos or city caps, you can get a meeple back from here. So it's not actually that bad. And you get a triple city immediately. I think you have to go for it. You definitely have to go for it because you need the meeples, and with this field, is starting to actually run away in this game. You are gonna have to score. So even though it does still leave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like two triple cities for Utse to possibly go over here and then over here. I mean, yeah, that's what I thought. We go for the connection because that's what we set out to do, and it's also going to potentially give us some points for the field if we get a Dorito. Or maybe we don't even complete that. Maybe we let this city be and we get a city cap a city cap with a road ourselves, and we attack and we even get the triple city and we run away with this city ourselves. It's an option. Not all that likely to happen, but it's there. It's in the meanwhile looking to make life a bit harder for Pakshe, locking down this city as well as the road to the same square, even though there are still multiple tiles that fit nicely in this square. It's it could get quite feisty very soon. For example, something like a regular monastery could maybe go over here, and then I don't know a vanilla here or something. Like all kinds of stuff can happen. I mean, I reckon as Pakshe we just simply go here. Seems like the natural move to make. I'm not sure why he's not gone there yet. Not sure what he's thinking, because I don't really see another spot than this for extender. Because he can't really go over here to, first of all, because it doesn't restrict this city as much. I mean, it does take some city caps away, but then his if he had he gone over here, his road could be blocked immediately with any city plus curvy tile, and that would be really bad, especially given that there are still like all three, or there were still all three city crossroads remaining in the deck. Utse gets his 8-point city and expands his field to 9 points. We go over here, and Utse pretty sure he has to go for... Is he gonna go for this? I think he's gonna go for this. Because this was the final vanilla. There are no vanillas remaining, so he could block this city along with his monastery, or he can go here this way, which I think would actually be even better because it leaves the road monastery spot, and there's only one finishing tile for Pakshe to finish the city, being the divider, but there are multiple blocking tiles for Utse to go over here with. And like there are actually no saving tiles at all for Pakshe. Because he can't go to the road monastery because there are no vanillas remaining. So I think this is a miss. Because now what's gonna happen is Pakshe is gonna get a meeple back at some point, in all likelihood. But Utse is not. Whereas if you go over here, like then sure Pakshe is likely to get this road meeple back with the road monastery, or when Utse gets the road monastery, but he's not likely to get this city meeple back. I think a bit of a miss there from Utse, but he, I mean, the only reason he didn't direct the city upwards is because he didn't want to take even that small risk of a divider coming to Pakshe's hand and being able to finish the city, even though even though the odds are not in favor of it. So maybe Utse is actually in the lead by a heavy margin. Let's see. I mean, it definitely looks like that. I mean, he's plus 13, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, plus 12, plus 8, plus 2, plus 11, 10, 4. I mean, he's plus 3, and he's, 3 meeples up against 0. So that's definitely something that is putting a lot of pressure and difficulties on Pakshe here. It's pretty difficult to score if you don't have meeples. And given that probably was the main reason for Utse as to why he did that. He just plays extra safe instead of giving even one chance for the divider. Because if Pakshe doesn't get meeples back, or he can't score like big time, he's gonna be dead in a matter of in a matter of tiles. It's I think that could be a saying, because usually you say it's in a matter of seconds or minutes, or I don't know, even hours, but you can't really measure time in Carcassonne like that. But this is looking just super good for Utse here, getting just constantly getting more and more points, whilst Pakshe is having really difficult time trying to mount a win here. Pakshe gonna have to get this dagger like really fast here. Maybe, I mean, he's gonna get a 7-point move, which is gonna help somewhat. But it is certainly looking really rough for the Thai player here. Pakshe potentially might have to go for like something like this, and then hope to get the dagger like almost straight away and be able to make the connection to the 12-point field. Like he's gonna have to be able to score somehow on every tile that he gets, isn't he? Because he's so far behind and he's in a meeple disadvantage. It's so bad for Pakshe right now. I really mean it. It's a really bad situation. Okay, what do we do? This is not a helpful tile. We could maybe go here, like maybe this way or that way. Either block or save that connection and then rely on future tiles to make the connection through this dagger or towards the curve or via the curve. But we also want to keep, ideally, our meeple in our hand to maybe invest in a field, in a road monastery. If it happens to come at the end of the game. But this is definitely not a very tricky tile for Pakshe to use efficiently. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 regular curves. We have a rogue monastery. They all go over here or over here to get a meeple back in one way or another. Two points for Pakshe. Also leaves this tube divider hole. And as Yze, I would not be surprised if Yze goes over here and drops a farmer. I would not have been surprised. Actually, I would have been surprised because unlike me, Yze saw that all tube dividers were gone. They actually did not exist. So this would have been quite a bad move actually. Because also no extenders are remaining. So there would not have been anything that goes into this square if a curve is placed. However, maybe as a desperation move, Pakshe could at some point go here with a city cap and hope for a triple city. So maybe that's a possibility, but not with this tile. This tile he just gets his meeple back and now he prepares to attack the field for sure. Because now that extra meeple is gonna come in handy, and now that it is a 15-point field, it is a must, an absolute must attack field. +2 for Yze. +1. -3. -6. +9. 10, 11, 12, 14, 14, yeah. +14 for Yze for -1 meeple. So this field would then be able to cover that 14 points and an extra. So something that could go very, very well for Pakshe is we go here with like a curve or with a straight road. Then we connect through the road monastery and we get also these 6 juicy points over here. We probably have to even block this city, maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 3 city caps. Yeah, we might have to block the city. But we do have to, well, there it is. Now we have to go for this. We gotta go for this. Surely. Surely. We have to go for the field connection. And this is like pretty much the best spot that we can get, right? Because we can connect both with the curves and with road monasteries. But unfortunately, the road monastery goes to Utse, which I don't think he can block or fully block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, he can't actually fully block our connection attempt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, there are still a straight road and a field crossroad. There are still, I think, 2 curves. He can take 2 points over here, I guess. Or maybe he just goes for this monastery like anyways. Because he can get this meeple back. Though that could yell trouble. If Pakshe gets like a maybe a curve, places a farmer and another curve, and then actually overruns this field. But he does. Oh, he goes for the points, obviously. Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, but now you know what? You know what? I think Pakshe is gonna go either for the connection over here with the second meeple or from over here. Now this one gives him the chance of getting this meeple back even with the final curve, whereas this one is simply more tiles to connect. But unfortunately for Pakshe, Utse immediately draws the curve, and this is all that Pakshe wrote. He cannot get this meeple back. He cannot get this meeple back. His field attempt is blocked with this curve, and this is just game over. This is game over. Utse might even finish the city, and he does. Drops a farmer too for, just some added extra benefited points. Pakshe, I mean, does get to like kind of block the connection to the 9-point field, but it doesn't matter one bit, as unfortunately he is unable to gather any actual extra points. And with that, we have the winner for the bronze match, and it is so that the, let's say, most likely the strongest German player as of this date and time gets into a 2-3 advantageous position from an earlier from an early deficit of 1-0 and takes home the bronze medal, leaving Thailand with the fourth place, with the guttering fourth place. Certainly big congratulations for Utse for being able to perform so tremendously well and consistently in this very high level tournament, all the way from the group stages to the bronze medal match and keeping your calm with actually winning, I think, not only one but several matches with 3 and 3-2 result. So did take a bit of leap of a leap of unfortunate faith for against Vladimir Kovalev, but oh no, actually, Utse was the one who broke the decider streak and was the one on and was the only winner in the quarterfinals who did not win with 3-2, but instead took it more swiftly 3-1. Exchanging some pleasantries, both players congratulating um, each other for their result, and actually Utse also rising now to the master ranks, just an additional benefit if the third place of the CCL is not enough. Let's say in case that third place would not be enough, but certainly wonderful stuff for from both players here for sure. Also for Pakshe, I mean, just performing on a really great level all the way, and just like you'd say, very consistently from the qualifiers to the group stage and to the playoffs, and not losing many matches at all. Just unfortunately, Pakshe was the victim to lose the two decisive ones to to get to be the only one reaching the semi-finals, but not getting to the podium spot. Now we only have the grand finale left, and that will happen on 13th March, so on Thursday at 2000 UTC. So make sure to fasten your seatbelts for that final, as it is going to be full of flames and stakes. Not only is it going to be the rematch of, well, sort of a rematch of the previous season of CCL, where Alexei and Vladimir collided in the semi-finals, in which we all remember that Vladimir took Alexei down in a swift sweep 3-0, and Alexei now looking to get his sweet revenge, but also for the sake that uh, whichever player will win, it will make history, as Alexei looking to get not only the MSO Grand Prix gold that he won earlier this year in January, but to top that, he is also looking to get the Carcassonne Champions League gold. And Vladimir Kovalev, obviously the, uh, def- the defending champion, is looking to get his hands on double CCL gold from the, well, I would count the 2 seasons that yeah, I would count this second season of CCL of being the actual second season of CCL as well, as I haven't been around um, the market in 2021 and in 2021 or 2020 when Champions League was organized the first time. I it was I believe organized by not um, Sergei Zakharenko and other Ukrainian members, but by another. Let's say let's call them a host. But the point is that Vladimir looking to get his hands on 2 CCL golds out of the most prestigious seasons that have taken place, and that would certainly be something just truly remarkable to occur. So 13th March 2000, 2000 UTC, grand finale of CCL. And in the meanwhile, tomorrow we will be streaming a friendly match between Belgium and Italy, preparing for the World Team Carcassonne Online Championships. So that will be tomorrow at 2000 UTC. So for those of you who are gonna be watching WTCOC, then make sure to join in on that one as well. Again, it is a friendly match, not an actual match of the tournament. The tournament starts in on 21st of April, so still some time to go for that. So about 1.5 months. That is going to be it for today's stream. I thank you all for watching and sticking all the way until the end. Once again, congratulations to both Pakshe and yzemaze for your great results this season. And I hope you all have a great rest of the day. Bye for now.